Wasn't recording. Okay, so if you were with us on yesterday, we talked about preparing for the 20 and 30. We also had a homework assignment on yesterday. So the homework assignment for yesterday was to do two things. Focus on trying to eliminate all distractions and have a family meeting. During that family meeting, what you're doing is you're asking for your family's buy-in, their support for you to successfully complete this 20 and 30, for you to get through this 30-day program with no distraction. That may be you asking your kids to do, a few extra chores. That may be you asking your spouse to pick up the kids. Whatever that may be, you want to have that meeting and you want to explain to them why you want to get through this 20 and 30. It's a lot easier to explain it to them if you did the assignment that's in the video, where you actually document how much it'll be worth to you to bring that many people into the business. Some people may not bring in 20, you may only bring in 10. But the point is to actually get through this entire program. So if we have anybody that's on the line now that had the family meeting and would like to share your testimony, let me know and I'll bring you over. Or it could be somebody that's on a panel. So if there's anybody, I'll give you guys a second, and if the panelists could just look out for.
I'll kick it off. I'll kick it off for those that may have not been on the call, because I do see a couple of new names, starting with my girl Tanya on my team. Welcome to the team, Tanya, and I'll send you the video recording from yesterday. But as I told you, as we were sitting here watching the Eric Worre video itself, my old man is sitting right there, over there, as you can see, and I basically just repeated exactly what Eric Worre said. I asked him, I said, can you give me the grace or allow me the grace and the space for these next 30 days so that I can eliminate all distractions and really hit this project hard? And again, his response to me was, do what you got to do. I got your back. So that was all I really needed to say. He understands exactly the severity and the in-depthness of this project and what I'm a part of. So he's never given me, he's never really been an issue for me. I just feel like sometimes I feel like I'm neglecting him, but again, he understands. So I have his buy-in 100%, and my mother upstairs, that's not even a worry.
Okay, great job. Anyone else want to share? Did anyone else have that family meeting? Everybody's saying mute out. It's Jasmine's line because she has a TV in the background. So now that she's on mute, you won't hear it. But everybody on the attendee side is automatically muted. So we won't have any distractions at all. Okay, so if you are on the attendee side and you had that family meeting, please just state that you want to share. Hey, sleep, I'm free, I'm here.
Nichelle is raising her hand. Oh, I'm sorry, Tasha.
Okay. Nichelle, let me find Nichelle. Hold on. Nichelle, where you at, Nichelle? Okay, here we go. Okay, Nichelle, I brought you over for a moment so you can share your you're off mute now, hon.
Okay, can you hear me? I can't hear you.
That's because I placed myself on mute. I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I just basically sat my husband down and stated that I am going to need extra help from him. Basically told him I need him to do everything. And he said, not a problem. I said, no, he said, I'm already doing that for you, giving you the space to do your business. And I said, no, I really need you for 30 days to really just do everything. And he said, like Jasmine's man said, not a problem. I have your back.
How did he respond? Did you get the support you needed, or is he going to help you with it, or?
Yes. I actually, he just started already, because my dog, she was crying that she had to go to the bathroom about an hour ago, or just about 20 minutes ago, she started crying again that she had to go, and he took her out again.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's going to take, you guys. As petty as it may sound, you'd be surprised how much you don't get done because you have so many small distractions. And if you add up the time that you spend on these little tiny things, it pretty much consumes your entire day. So what you want to do is you have to get your family's buy-in before you start this, and you have to be strict about it. You have to put your foot down. You have to like, this is what I want, and I need your support. You don't have to do it with me, but I need your support. So, of course, we can't go through this. I see Latasha Dale said, yes, she had a meeting with her daughter. It went very well. So we can't go through and hear from each person. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Today is about setting appointments. This one is called Filling the Funnel. So make sure you have your workbook, because I had the links. But what I'll do is, as he's referencing it, I have it on my screen, so I will share it with you guys as well. So give me a moment to put Michelle back on the other side. Okay, all right, or I'll just mute a line, that's fine. Okay, so I'm about to share my screen, you guys. Panelists, make sure that you're on mute and go ahead and turn your cameras off so we don't have any distractions, and we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Module 2 of how to recruit 20 people in 30 days and get a ton of customers along the way. First module, we talked about preparation. We talked about what it's worth to bring in 20 and 30. Hope you went through that exercise. You understand that success loves speed. The faster you go, the better off you're going to be. Understanding the numbers game, that in order to be able to do these presentations, to be able to get the 20, you're going to need to do a certain number of presentations based upon your skill, based upon your reputation, based upon your life. You know, that's going to go plus or minus in this number. But in order to be able to do this, we need to do something at least. We need to put a list together that has at least 150 people on it, or 150 to 300 people on it. That's what we're going to use as a foundation. And then we're going to invite those people via text and phone call to set appointments. We're going to do the presentations. We're going to talk about that in the next module. But this module is about putting the list together, sending out the texts and calls, what to do, what to say, and scheduling the appointments, okay? That's what this whole module is going to be built on. And this is going to be something that you do right at the beginning of, and maybe even in preparation for your 20 and 30, because this is work that can actually be done the week before you start your 20 and 30 as an example. You can schedule the appointments for those first 10 days before those first 10 days start. Let's say you pick a month. Let's say it's July. You're going to do this in July. You could take that last week of June if you wanted to and just schedule appointments for the first week of July. Now, you know, or the first 10 days of July. You're going to schedule as many appointments as you can in that short period of time. Okay? So this doesn't have to be, this piece of preparation, list, and invitation doesn't have to be in the 30 days, okay? So you understand. So we need to develop a list of 150 to 300. We have to figure out how we're going to make a invitation to those people, and you've already gone through your preparation in order to be able to make it all happen, okay? So let's talk about big tree that's in my way. Come on, tree. All right, let's talk about the list. Now, as part of this program, you have a download. It's a list building workbook. It is a memory jogger workbook that will help you develop your list, okay? So if we're talking about building your candidate list, what is a candidate? A candidate is somebody who might be a prospect for your product or opportunity, for it to be a customer or distributor. So with this candidate list, one you've got your workbook that will walk you step by step on how to build a list. But let me just give you some key points, okay? Now this takes a little bit of work, and this is another thing you can do in preparation before your 30-day starts, is to really do the work of building your database. It's not just like having a friend on Facebook where you don't have any of their contact information, you never talk to them or anything else. You know what I mean? Maybe you just need to do a little bit of work on this list. So step one is with this workbook, and the workbook will give you space to be able to fill all this in, is to write down every contact that you have. Start with your phone. Pull your phone out, and every single person that you have a phone number for that's not already involved in your business, even if you like them, don't prejudge. Even if you like them, don't like them, want them in your business, don't want them in your business, it doesn't matter, okay? Put the name on the list. You don't have to prospect if you don't want to, but the act of doing that is going to open up more space in your brain. You're going to start thinking of other people. You start to be able to add to that list, okay? So people, they like to tell me all the time, oh, I just don't know very many people. I just don't know that many people. And it's such a bunch of baloney. Your kids know hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on social media. You do too. You just do. I mean, come on. Facebook has eliminated this I don't know anybody. I don't know how to reach anybody. Hasn't it? Hasn't it eliminated that excuse by now? I live in a small town. That does not matter. Start making a list, and you're going to find that you know a lot more than you think. So start with your phone. Let's just go through a checklist here. Your contacts. Go through your phone and transfer that onto paper. I'm a big fan of paper. This is a 20 in 30 candidate list workbook. This is specifically to get this task done. So you're going to be making a list just for that. I already have a list. I want you to make one for the 20 and 30. Start with your phone. If you have an address book, all the contacts there, any list that you have in any place, in any direction, any location, any list that you have. Take your wedding lists, birthday party lists, Christmas lists, Christmas card lists, whatever it happens to be, any list that you have. Now, in addition to that, you got social media. Every friend that you have on social media should be on your list if they're not already involved in your opportunity. Everyone. And if you don't have their contact information, take the time now before your 20 and 30 starts to reach out to them and get their contact information, because you're going to tell them, hey, I got something I want to share with you. Now's not the time. I'll let you know in a little bit. But take the time now to do the work necessary. Connect with every person you have on social media, whether it's Google+, it's Twitter, it's Instagram, it's whatever it happens to be. Go onto social media and use that to be able to build your contacts list, okay? So all of your contacts, that's point number 2, in every area that you can find it. So point number 3 is the second degree of separation.
Hey, you guys, really quick, I wanted to share something before we go to the second degree. Something that he mentioned, which is very important, is writing down the list of names, regardless of whether or not you want to personally sponsor that individual. A lot of times we don't write names down because we say they don't have a job. They won't be able to do this business. What he's saying, the act of writing them down will trigger your memory of people that they know. Like, for example, let's say you knew my brother and you felt like my brother wasn't suited for this business. You would have never thought about me if you didn't write my brother's name down. So that's what he's saying. So you want to write, don't prejudge, write down every name of anyone, the social media, anyone you can think of, write their names down. And then he's going to go into the second degree of your list. So you create your list, and now he's going to cover how you can take those names and you're going to ask yourself, who do they know? So I want to show you guys the list builder real quick so it doesn't sound foreign to you, so you can actually see it, as well as we posted the link in here yesterday with all the documents that you need At some point before we get off here, I'll post it here again. But I want to share my screen, and I'm going to show you guys what this list builder looks like. Give me one moment. Okay, so this is the list builder here. And on this list builder, it is step-by-step explaining to you what to do. It doesn't get any clearer than this. It also teaches you to add 2 additional people to it per day. You have the memory jogger. It's explaining to you here, you know, your father, your mother, your father-in-law, your mother-in-law, your grandparents, your children, your brothers, your sisters. It's helping you remember. It's helping jog your memory, your auto mechanic, your pharmacist, people that you deal with already that you support. You're supporting your business, their businesses. Now you're writing their name down in hopes that they're going to support your business. So this is a wonderful document. I don't think people really use it like they should. But it will really open up. It even breaks it down by state. Like some people that you never thought about. Like, for example, I know the company is going into Canada. It's this woman that I used to do a weight loss journey with 4 years ago. As soon as I heard them say Canada, it reminded me of her. That woman never crosses my mind. So please look at this memory jogger because it will help you remember those individuals that's not currently on your list. All right, so I just want to add that little plug there, and let's go back to
Tawana. If I could just throw my little 2 cents in. What I did with the memory jogger is I literally, when I was going through it, I listed names next to those either occupations or those states or those countries.
That's a good one there. Can you do me a favor, Jasmine? Can you go to another room with no television? Because it's really loud. Okay, go ahead, India.
Sorry, y'all. So what Tawana was talking about, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but like when you write down the name, what she was saying is when you write down that name, you start thinking about people associated to them. So for example, I write down my name, and the first thing I think of is who does India know? Janice, that's her mom. Ebony, that's her sister. Monica, that's another sister. And it just keeps making a web, and the web just keeps going on. As you put those people's names down, you start continuously adding more names. So who does Janice know? Janice's sister, brother, cousin, and it just builds names. So that I just wanted to share the visual of what you were saying about when you write a name down, how it makes you go further into coming up with more names of who you know.
And that's a great point. And another point to add is that, think about this. If somebody tells you, if Tawana Houston tells you she's not interested in the business, your question to me would be, okay, if you're not interested, who do you know that is interested? Can you deliver this message to them for me? Like, for example, let's say I didn't know Jasmine Oliver at all. And she sent me a video like, can you please check this out? This is something you need to do. I would just swipe by it. I don't have time for this. But if my father sent that to me and said, T, I peeped at this. This is somebody I know. I need you to check this out. I would click on it instantly. So it's important to write all names down because you may not be able to reach that second level. You may not be able to reach the people that they know, but they will pay attention to you if it comes from somebody that they're comfortable with, if that makes sense. So it's so important to use this list. It works. I do it all the time. I know for a fact it works, so take advantage of it. All right, so let's go back to the video. Thanks, Jay and India.
And what is that? What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is they say that we're only 6 people away, 6 degrees of separation away from every single person on earth. We know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody to connect to every single person on earth. And I don't know if that's true, but I tend to believe generally that we are way more connected than we give ourselves credit for. So all I want you to do with 2nd degree of separation is I want you to look at every single person that you've put in your contact list in this workbook and think of who do they know? And if you can think of somebody that they know, by default, you know that person too. You have a connection with that person. So that's going to just thicken up your list like crazy. Who does Aunt Charlie know? Oh, it's that's whole other group. Oh, who does my friend Mary know? Oh, it's that whole other group. You can start thinking of all these other things. This is part of the work of what we do in network marketing, the second degree of separation. Other companies are going to have a warehouse full of widgets. We have our relationships, okay? That's where we start in building, in creating value in the world, is we go to people we care about with a product and opportunity we care about, and we give them an opportunity to understand what it is that we do. And let me just pause for a moment and just tell you something. In this process, yes, our goal is to get 20 and 30, okay? But in this process, our goal is not for every single person we talk to join as a distributor. Our goal in this process is education and understanding. Our job is to educate the people that we know about what it is that we have to the point that they understand it. And if they understand it, they'll make a decision in or out, okay? So we're not emotionally tied to the outcome. We're emotionally tied to the education and the understanding. That's our goal here, is to help educate to a person to the point where they understand what it is that we have. So second degree of separation, you're going to thicken up the list. Number 4 is 2 a day. This is a discipline. 2 a day. You're going to go out into the world every single day and just try and raise your awareness to the point where every day you add 2 people to your list. You meet somebody, you find a way to friend them up. You meet somebody, you find a way to get their contact information, get their email address, friend them up on Facebook, whatever it happens to be. 2 a day, every day. That's 700 in a year. That's 3,500 in 5 years. 7,000 in 10 years. 10 years from now, you can be one of the most networked people in the world if you'll adopt this discipline. Now understand, you don't have a lot right now. Just understand, this is a process. You're going to be doing this, adding 2 people a day every day between now and the time you launch your 20 and 30 campaign, okay? Those 2 a day are going to add to that process. Now, the other thing I would say is to network on purpose. What does that mean? Join a health club, join a local organization, start a hobby, do something, get out of your house. Network on purpose, connect with like-minded people who have interests the same way you have. Join a health club, do some things, get out of the house, network, get out there.
Hey, you guys, I just have to share someone's testimony really quick. I'm not sure if Terencia is on this line. She is. Terencia, just type in the chat box if it's okay to bring you over before I do it, but I'm just going to share it. I've been to Jacksonville quite a few times. It started with someone that's no longer in the business, and now it's for Terencia. The time before the last, our tour, when I went, she had 1 guest in the room, maybe 2. But we spoke about it, we talked about it, and we were like, okay, we basically paid for a room for another team to win because another team had plenty of guests there. So she said, I promise you this will not happen again. So let me tell you what she did. She networked on purpose. Exactly what Mr. Warwick did discuss in this training. She joined a spades club, and because she loves spades, so she would go once or twice a week to play spades. So she built relationships. She networked on purpose, and then she slammed it on them, invited them to come to her meeting. And she had 21 or 22 guests in the room because she chose to network on purpose. So please pay attention to this part, because you got to get out the house. You got to find a way to network with other people. You have to build relationships. You cannot just force your business on people. You have to be patient, have that business patience, and build relationships. And that's how you seal the deal, and that's how you keep them long term. And if you really think about some of the partners that you have today, will no longer have today is probably the ones that you just pushed the business on them. You didn't take the time to build relationships. Relationships last. And if you build relationships and you actually care about your people, they aren't going anywhere. Okay? So network on purpose, build relationships, and they will turn into guests that are in your meeting, and eventually they'll be partners. A lot of times they don't even need to make it to the meeting, because guess who they fell in love with? They fell in love with you, and they're following you, and they decide to join with you. That's all I wanted to add. I'm not sure if Terentia is on here. I'm having a hard time seeing these comments, but I pretty much shared it anyway, so let's keep it moving.
And connect with people. You're going to find that your influence grows exponentially as you do that. Network on purpose. And I will tell you, six kind of connected with this is networking groups. Every one of you should be part of a weekly networking group in your local town. There's organizations like BNI that you can go to and find a networking group, or there's lots of meetups and networking groups in your local city where you go bring value, you help other small businesses, help other people get customers, they help you get customers, and you network in your community that way. Imagine if every single person in your organization was connected with a networking group and they were representing your company, your product, or your service inside of that networking group everywhere in the world. Be a huge influence, right? So networking groups are something that you can do as part of networking on purpose. Now, 7, I want you to think about all the people you know that are long distance, outside of 100 miles from you. Who do you know outside of 100 miles? And think about all the countries that your company operates in, if they operate in international markets. What are all the countries? What are all the states and provinces and regions? And start thinking, who do I know in that market? Who do I know in this market? Who do I know in California? Who do I know in Texas? Who do I know in Florida? Who do I know in Canada? Who do I know in Mexico? Who do I know in the United Kingdom? Who do I know in Germany? Wherever your company is operating, who do you know? And start thinking about long distance, because this is going to be, you can definitely do your 20 and 30 and have long distance people be part of that. I have every single time I've done a 20 and 30, long distance people were a part of it, okay? So the other thing I would have you do with this is understand that there's 3 different kinds of people in your list. What I would call them hot market, warm market, and cold market. Let me explain what that means. Hot market are your family and close friends that will not allow you to pretend that you're anything other than what you are. That, you can't fool them for a second. They're going to, call baloney on you so fast that, sometimes the family is really tough, and close friends are really tough on a person trying to start their network marketing business because they know too much. Last week you were just going to, start that flower shop, and now you're doing this, and whatever it happened to be. How many opportunities of a lifetime you're going to join in your life? Whatever, they'll give you a lot of grief. So I want you to take all of your close friends and family and put them on one hot list, because when we talk about invitation next, I'm going to teach you specifically what to say to close family and friends that will give you the best chance for a positive result, okay? So we're going to create a hot list. Then you're going to look through all of these and you're going to create warm. In other words, you know them, you're friendly with them, you're maybe friends with them, but you're not super close. They're not the super inner circle hot market, they're warm market. And then cold market, people you know, but not very well at all. Maybe you know them, you've liked some of their posts on Facebook, they've liked some of yours, they've commented here or there, but you've never met. Not exactly super warm market. So what's a cold market group? What's a warm market group? What's a hot market group? Because it's different approaches for those different groups, and we're going to talk about that in a moment, okay? So you got that all? You got this? And you have this workbook that's included in this program. I want you to really seriously, not take this for granted, and make sure that you have at least 300 people on your candidate list for your 20 and 30. That's going to give us the raw materials necessary in order to be able to go out there and get the results that we want to get. Fair enough? All right. Next, let's talk about inviting. Now that we've created this list, let's talk about inviting. First, let's talk about hot market. Three words that I want you to put in your mind when it comes to hot market. These people that, friends and family, they know you very, very well, okay? Word number one is respect. Many times we disrespect our family and friends and just assume that they're going to join just because we joined. You know, come on in, you got to come in with me. Well, no, I don't. You know, you be perfect at this. Come join. Be part of my team. All this, you know, it can be with close friends and family disrespectful to make that assumption that just because you did something, they have to do something, or put the pressure on them. That's disrespectful to put put guilt on somebody for not joining your business. So respect is word number one. Word number two is support. And word number three is practice. So let's talk about support and practice. I want you to imagine for a moment, you're my family member. If I come to you with a support concept in my mind, here's how that looks. I would, text you, call you, at some point we're talking, okay? I would say, listen, I just got involved in a company, or I've been involved in a company. I'm really excited about it. I think it's a great solution for me and my family. And don't worry, I'm not trying, it's not important to me that you become a distributor, you become, part of my business or anything. But one of the things that I appreciate about you more than anything else is the fact that you support me. You're my family. You support me. You got my back no matter what. And let me tell you what would mean the world to me. Would you be willing to be my customer for even just a short period of time? To use my product for 30 or 60 days? To maybe give a testimony if the product worked great? And if it doesn't, if you don't get a great product experience from it, I'm never going to bother you about it again. But if you do get a great product experience with my product, then, I'd be happy to show you how to continue to be a customer. And if you end up finding enough people that would like to have this product too, and you maybe think about the opportunity, then we can talk about that too. But don't worry about that. No pressure, no drama. If you would like to, if you'd be willing to be my customer, it would mean the world to me. I've got a goal to get X number of customers in this month. Would you be willing to be one of them? It costs $80, costs $100, costs $50, whatever it happens to be. Okay? Now, if I came to you with that, and I told you that I appreciate your support right up front, and I'd ask you to support my business just by using the product, take the pressure off of the business, how likely would you be to say, yeah, sure, all right, fine, $80, done, no problem. But if I came hardcore, you got to join my business, you're like, whoa, Tiger, take it easy, okay? So support is one way, and let me explain practice to you. If I come to you again and I say, hey, I got involved in a business, I'm super excited about it for me and my family, I know you're busy doing your thing, would you do me a favor? Could I practice my spiel on you? Could I practice my pitch on you? I just need a friendly face. Can I sit down? It takes 15, 20 minutes. Can I just tell you the story the way I'm supposed to do it with somebody else? Can I do that?
Okay, you guys, I'm sorry to keep stopping it, but I want to touch on a few points every time something hits home for me. Okay, so right now he's talking about practicing. This is a tactic I use quite often. I actually create a post maybe every few months or so asking people, can I practice on them? And it really works. So what you do is you make people feel like they are helping you, and indirectly you are prospecting. So what you do, for example, I did a post on my page and I said, listen, I really need to work on my public speaking skills. I'm so scared of being in front of the room. I need to do this more often. I need to learn how to to share my story more often. Can I get some of you just to volunteer to listen to me? That's all you're doing. And you will fill up your calendar with presentations, and they don't even realize they're being prospected. And what happens is, when they watch it, if they have a business mindset, they are going to ask questions. If this is something for them, they're going to ask. Okay, so even if you are that superstar presenter, you can work it in a way. You could say something like, oh my goodness, the company, like just say you are Antonio Starr and they already know that you love to talk and you good at doing presentations. You could add a little something different to it. You could say something like, oh my goodness, the company added all this new stuff. I'm so used to doing the presentation the old way. I need to practice on some people to make sure I'm doing this right. So if you're somebody on this line that people already assume that you are this amazing presenter, there's always a way to word it so that you can get a whole bunch of people in. It didn't make no sense how many people. I could have done 30 to 40 presentations that day just off that one post. Okay, so a lot of times you got to indirectly prospect people so that they feel comfortable. When they see that, all they're thinking is, I'm going to tune in with her, I'm going to watch her, and I'm going to share my feedback with her. And they're probably going to end up being a business partner, because there's no way you can turn this business down, period. If you take the time to watch the entire presentation, the only thing that's keeping you from joining is you don't have the money. Okay, so I just wanted to add that piece to it. All righty, let's keep it moving.
Because that would really help me get more comfortable with what it is that I'm doing. And it would mean the world to me. If you would support me by just sitting there and being an audience for me, I'd really appreciate it. And what most people are going to say is, sure, yeah, why not? Okay, so now if I come to them and I can combine the two. Yeah, I love the fact that you support me, you're my family, you got my back. Could I practice on you? And then through that process, you say, you know, hey, one of the ways you could support me is just be a customer. That'd be fantastic, right? So practice, and here's why practice works so well. Let me talk about support first. Here's why support works. If a person, most of marketing is just getting somebody to try something. Okay, that's all marketing is, getting somebody to try something. The Super Bowl commercials is just designed to get somebody to try something. Why do you see all these free trials of all these different things, whether it's Netflix or Hulu and all these different free try? Because hopefully if they try, they'll like. If they like, they'll stay. They'll continue to be a customer. That's all we do too, is get somebody to try something. So the support approach is just getting somebody to try something. If they don't feel like your product is valuable, then they're not going to continue. But if they do feel like it's valuable, they're going to continue. So support is important because it'll get them to try it. If they like it, they're going to go, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Now on the practice side, here's the value of practice. If you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, you cannot hear an opportunity presentation without starting to connect the dots in your brain. You can't do it. Even if it's just literally read off of a card. The entrepreneur in your brain is going to start saying, well, maybe if I did this, and I know a person who does that, and well, pretty soon your mind is going to be thinking, what if, with the opportunity. It's going to be very difficult not to do that if you're entrepreneurially driven at all. So practice is actually very helpful. And what is our goal? Education and understanding. Education and understanding. Education and understanding. So with our hot market, if we have respect, we come to them with a support approach that'll help educate them on our products and give them some understanding without a lot of pressure with that immediate family. If we come to them with a practice approach, that's going to help them become educated and understand it without them feeling like a prospect. We'll accomplish our goal, and they will have an opportunity to see what it is that we have. Now, let's move on to warm market. Hot market, respect, support, and practice. That's where you're going to just stay, okay? Warm market, there's different approaches for warm market. There's direct, there's indirect, and then there's super indirect. I'll explain what each one means. Now, this is all in your list building 20 and 30 workbook, including scripts for this, okay? But let me just give you the mindset of direct, indirect, and super indirect when it comes to your warm market. These are people who you know, but you're not super close with, okay? Maybe at peer level. So direct is, let's say they look up to you a little bit, they respect you a little bit, they maybe admire you a little bit, maybe they view you as a little higher in the success chain than they are. I don't believe that, that actually exists, but some people, there's perceptions out there, right? So some people you can go to, and you know who these people are. When you have an opportunity, you're going to do 20 and 30. These are the easiest people you can go to. You're going to say, hey, listen, I have an opportunity for you. You told me you wanted to move into a new house. I've got to wait for you to do it. You told me you wanted to get rid of that crappy car. I think I got to wait for you to make that happen. You told me you wanted to get to Disneyland, but you couldn't afford it. I think I got to wait for you to fix that situation, right? I have an opportunity for you. When I saw this opportunity, I thought about you. When I thought about who could make a lot of money with this, I thought about you. Direct, okay? This is from me to you. Now, most people use this for every person they talk to, and it's actually, you can use it for one group, but it can be disrespectful if you use it with everybody. You got to be selective and just kind of say, okay, who can I use a direct approach with and get away with that? Now, indirect is a little bit different. Indirect is, hey, listen, I need your support. I need your advice. I need your input. I need your guidance. I need your wisdom. Would you look at this and tell me what you think? I have this project. I want to bounce it off you and see if you think it's going to work in this local market or if it's going to work in this city. See what I'm saying? So you're asking for advice, support, guidance, direction. You're going to get together with them and educate them to the point that they understand it, and then ask them for their expert opinions. So that's an indirect approach. And then super indirect, these are people of very high influence. They're either very high net worth or they've got a certain amount of, quote unquote celebrity. They're big deals. They're very busy. You go to those people and you say, listen, you're not a prospect. I know you're not a prospect, but I know that you know a lot of people. I know that you're very influential in this town. I'm doing this project. I'd like to explain what I'm doing. And if you can help me with some of your influence and make some connections for me, I can make it worth your time. Okay? So it's like you're not a prospect at all. I wouldn't even consider asking you about this, but I do want you to understand it because you might know some people that are desperately searching for what I have. I'm expanding a business in this local market, and your influence and contacts and my opportunity might be able to come together and create a great situation for you. Okay? So direct, indirect, or super indirect are ways that you're going to go approach warm market. And then third, cold market. Now, let's say this is just a Facebook friend. And how do you get that into a situation where you can convert that into a warm market, or you move that from right to left? How do you make that happen? Sometimes, if it's 20 and 30, you can just go and be willing to be outrageous, right? Just contact everybody. And just go to that cold market and say to those people, look, I'm involved in a project this month. And I keep seeing your posts, and I keep seeing the things that you put out there, and I think you've got a great energy. I think you've got this, or you think you've got that. You compliment those people. And you say, I've got something, and I just have a wild idea. Would you be open to sitting down and having coffee with me? And you could send this all private message, sitting down, having coffee with me here in the local market, or get on a Skype call or something. I could share what I have. I just got this crazy idea that, you might be somebody that would be a fit for what I'm doing. And if it's not, then that's cool. We'll just continue to be friends. No big deal. But just give everybody an opportunity. Because again, if we're building a list of every single person that you know, you're going to give all these people an opportunity. Now, over the longer term, if it's outside of 20 and 30, you can slowly move these people from cold market to warm market just by being a friend, liking their stuff and commenting and saying hi and doing whatever. But if you're involved in an aggressive campaign and you're filling up all the hours with scheduling appointments and sending out messages and doing those types of things, you're going to reach out to everybody, right? Give everybody a chance. Do it in a respectful way. Give everybody a chance, but do it in a respectful way. But we're going to make up in numbers what we lack in skill. Our goal is what? Education and understanding. That's our goal. Okay, we're going to try and educate cold market. We're going to try and educate warm market. We're going to try and educate hot market. Got it? Now, so that's inviting. Now you'll see scripts in there, and I'm going to talk to you about something that has changed the game. So whether you've now kind of have a little understanding what you're going to do in the invitation, but let's talk about how we're going to invite people, because what do we want to do? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Face-to-face changes the game. Face-to-face changes relationships. Proximity matters. If you're close to a person, it matters. If you're on a phone with a person, that's one thing. It's become kind of cheap in our world. But if you're face-to-face with somebody, it's different. You ever have somebody email you an apology versus an apology face-to-face? Completely different experience. Text you an apology versus an apology face-to-face? Huge difference when it comes to impact and connection. So our goal here, again, is we're going to be trying to set up as many appointments as we can, right? We're going to have 300 to 5, whatever it is, 300 people on our list, and we're going to reach out to all those people. Our goal was how much? At a minimum. One more. Our goal is to schedule 80 to 90 appointments. That's our goal. Schedule 80 or 90 appointments in order to be able to pull off the recruiting 20 and 30. So how do we do that? We're going to need to send out at least 150 text messages or make 150 phone calls. Now, I got to ask you something. There's been a breakthrough that's happened in the world over the last 3 years or so. And here's the breakthrough. All of a sudden, just out of the blue, the whole world decided they were done talking on the phone. They're just done. They're done talking on the phone. They don't want to talk on the phone anymore. And I was trained by my children, my kids, my daughter. I'd call her and the phone would ring and go to voicemail. And she'd text me right back, hey, hey Dad, how you doing? Sorry I missed your call. So she'd text immediately and she wouldn't answer the phone. The whole world won't answer the phone anymore. When I go around the world right now and I ask people, if you make 100 phone calls to somebody that's not really close family that's going to be scared that you're, got in a car accident or something, make 100 phone calls to 100 friends. How many are going to answer the phone? And the universal answer today is less than 20, approximately 20 out of 100. So if you take phone call, 100 will result in about 20 people answering the phone, which means you have to leave a voicemail for 80 people. Now, if we're trying to schedule all these appointments, 80, 90 appointments, how easy is it to schedule those appointments by leaving voicemail? Not very easy. Very difficult to do. But here's what happened. Texting became the preferred method of communication in the world. Changed everything. Because here's what happens. If you send out 100 text messages, you'll have at least 80 responses. We live in a culture today that if you don't respond to a text message, it's kind of rude. It's kind of offensive if you don't respond to a text message today. So if 80 respond to a text and 20 respond to a phone call, is it wise to just call everybody on your list? What's the wisest thing? Just making a phone call or sending a text? Sending a text. This is one of the biggest breakthroughs that's happened in network marketing in forever, because my training, I started in 1988, okay? My training was, hey, take the phone, put it to the side of your head, duct tape that phone to your head, and just start dialing for dollars. That was what we talked about. But today, it's so much easier. It's almost like cheating. Because there's, if you got to make 100 phone calls, you're going to be scared to death. I know you're going to be scared to death. The introvert in me would be scared to death. Make 100 phone calls. That's the last thing I want to do. But sending out 100 text messages is not a big deal. 100 text messages, no problem. 80 out of 100 are going to respond. You're going to get responses. You're going to be able to set appointments. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you want to schedule, let's call it 100 appointments, okay, just to make the numbers easy. You're going to have to send out 100 appointments. You're going to have to send out approximately 200 text messages. And how long would it take to send out 200 text messages? How long? 1 day. You can literally schedule your entire 30 days in 1 day. Now, what do you say in the text message? It's anything that feels comfortable with you, but let me give you some ideas. You could type coffee, ? And send it to them. You could say, hey, I've been thinking about you, and I'd like to get together with you sometime face-to-face. Over the course of the next week, what's your schedule look like? And they'll respond with some answers. You know, hey, we haven't connected in a while. What's up? And get a response. And then follow up from there. See what I mean? Hey, I'm working on a project. I'd like to bounce it past you. Do you have time to get together in the next couple days? Get a response. Okay? So 200 text messages, you do that in a day, in 1 day. 1 day, even if you're working in a job, this is part-time, you can do it, don't do it when you're driving, but do it on breaks, do it at lunch, do it after work, do it until you go to bed at night. 200 in a day, done. The month is booked, solid. You got 100 appointments booked in every nook and cranny of your life. You got that one free day that you have a week booked with 15 appointments.
Whew. Hey, everybody. Okay, I want to touch on this really quick. This is really great stuff here, because let's talk about talking on the phone versus, let me make sure I'm not on mute, okay, versus text. Now, me personally, I hate the phone, only because I'm a busy person. So what happens is a lot of people are terrified of picking up the phone because they feel like they're going to be stuck on it. The average person, when they say, hey, I need to talk to you for 5 minutes, that never happens. They call you, they say what they want to say, and then it turns into something else. Well, did you hear this? Did you hear that? It ends up turning into an hour conversation. I don't have time for that, and it's guaranteed to happen every time someone calls you. And I'm not just saying the other person online, even with me. I can call my mom or call anybody. It could be something that will take me 10 seconds to get out, and next thing I know, we done wasted 15 to 30 minutes on a call, right? So when you text someone, you're in their comfort zone. They can respond when they're ready, and they can say whatever it is they want to say. Plus, they can end the conversation when they want to end it. Just don't respond back. You're in their uncomfortable zone when you're on the phone, because they don't want to hang up on you. They don't want to say, oh my God, this is lasting too long. Let me get this woman off the phone quick. They're not going to do that. Or do back in the day when you say, shh, pretend like it was static and hang up. They're not going to do that, right? So they prefer to text. They prefer to get messages. Now, I want to show you guys this calendar that he's referring to. So you want to message 200 people, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's text, because they are pretty much going to respond back.
I ain't saw nobody in this.
I'm sorry, can you go on mute, Miss Diane? Okay, they are going to respond back simply because with Facebook, they know you can see that they read it. And if it's a text message, it's pretty much rude not to respond back, right? So they're going to respond. So you will have a major turnout by sending text messages. Something very catchy. Please don't send everybody the same message. He's going to cover that. But something very catchy, and they will respond back. So what I'm going to show you guys really quick is what this calendar looks like so that you're able to really see the bigger picture, okay? So give me one moment. All right, so this is the calendar. And what you're trying to do is fill up this calendar. So we decided on yesterday that we would start this on, I believe it's September 4th, which is on a Monday. On Monday, or the month of September, this is going to be divided into 3 different sections. 10 days is pretty much you're sending messages out. You're sending messages, you're scheduling appointments during those 10 days. The second set of 10 days, what you're doing is you're doing presentations. So the people that you talk to those first 10 days, you're scheduling them mid-month. So those second 10 days. And then the last 10 days is all about closing, right? So if you send all these messages out within 24 hours, 200 messages, and you strategically do it like you're learning in this video, you will fill up your entire calendar in 1 month, okay? So this is the calendar, and this is what it looks like. So on day 1, it has the different time slots. So you're gonna place the person's name, phone number, and where you're meeting them at. So if you decide to post up at a Starbucks, right? You say, okay, I'm meeting such and such. This is their phone number at Starbucks at 7. I mean, this person at 8 o'clock at Starbucks. I mean, this person at 9 o'clock. And your goal is to fill up your calendar. You have day 1 through 30 on here. Actually print this out, because what you write down will actually happen. If it's in your head, who knows about it? You don't even know about it. It's in your head, and as soon as something else distracts you, it's gone. Write it down. So if you book this on your calendar, write it down. So day 7, I have 10 people to meet with. But the first step is sending out those 200 text messages. If you're a person that loves to talk on the phone, good luck to you. Most people do not want to talk on the phone. They're not going to answer the phone. So try to do something a little different. If they're old school, know who they are. Like, some people don't like to text. So just know that individual and pick up the phone and call them, because you know they'll answer. But if they're my generation, they're not answering the phone. I don't like answering the phone. I will text you and say, what's up? And that's what I'll do. So know the people that you're messaging so that you'll have, so this will be a major success for you, okay? All right, that's all I want to say. All right, let's get to it,
Okay? So I'll tell you a quick story about condensed energy. A friend of mine, his name's Terry. He lives in Dallas, Texas. 8 years ago, I think it's 8 years ago, he decided, he's a serial entrepreneur. He's got all kinds of businesses all over the place. He decided he was going to go to work with a company, and he had a 1 window of time, and he decided he was going to try and meet face-to-face with as many people as he possibly could over 10 days. He met with 140 people in 10 days. 140 face-to-face, all in Starbucks in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He signed up approximately 50 of those 140 people. Okay? So about 30%, something like that, maybe a little bit better than that. 35%, something. Well, those people went to work. He worked with them for about 6 months, and then he started another company, started this, started that. He got all these other real estate things going on. And he basically left those people to go do their own thing, go to the conventions, do their work inside this network marketing company. Today, he still makes over $100,000 every single month from a 10-day effort with 6 months of support that he did 8 years ago. $100,000 a month, super passive. What is it worth to do something like this? I mean, he basically did not 20 and 30, he did 40 in 10. Okay? Now, are you willing to swing your life out of balance by sending out, how would you book 140 appointments? Here's how you'd book 140 appointments. Send out 300 text messages and fill your calendar and pick a corner in Starbucks or your local coffee shop or wherever it is you're going, and fill that up with appointments. And I'm going to teach you in the next module what to say when you get in front of your prospect. What do you say specifically? So this is a breakthrough. The fact that texting makes this so easy. Now, some of you are going to text somebody and they're going to say, yes, I'd love to have coffee with you, so long as it's not about your company. Because maybe you've maybe they felt you've been disrespectful in the approaches before, or they've got psychic damage from some previous experience. I don't know what it is. But if you get that pushback, just say, hey, relax. You know, we could just have coffee. It doesn't have to be about business, and still meet with them for 15, 20 minutes and still connect and build a relationship. That'll build some rapport. Okay? So don't just be a friend with them only if they're a prospect. Be a friend with them regardless of if they're a prospect. So still meet with them. So text, set the appointments, fill the calendar. And you'll also see in this program, you've got another PDF download with your 30-day calendar. I want you to fill that 30-day calendar, and you can fill most of it in the course of 48 to 72 hours. Between the text message you send back and forth over the next 48 hours in order to be able to get the confirmation of the appointment, schedule the appointment, get it all scheduled, get yourself done, have yourself really figured out. You have the month taken care of. Now you have to do is just go implement this because it's already done. You get the pain over with quickly, okay? So here's the challenge for you. I'm going to give you a challenge, the text challenge. As you're starting this is something that I would do prior to your 30 days. Let's say you picked, September. Okay? And here's August. I would probably do the text challenge in the latter part of August. Okay? To fill the September calendar. And here's the challenge. The challenge is 200 text messages. 200 text messages.
Really quick, you guys. You know, I'm big on signs. You guys, that was confirmation right there. Now, he said August and going live in September. What month is this? This is August, right? And we planned our date for September. This wasn't planned because he said in this video, I haven't watched this video in so long, but for him to say, put August on the screen and say, we do this in September, this is our time, you guys. I know this works. I've done this training a million times and people take advantage of it. This is my last draw. This is my final training. So I'm praying that you guys are soaking it all in and you're ready to run on September 4th. But look at that, you guys. He said August and September. So we're getting all our knowledge right now because on September 4th, we are going to take off running. I'm sorry, you guys. I lost my connection for some reason, but hold on. Let me share my screen. Okay, you guys, really quick, can you comment if you can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, was the video frozen?
Yep.
Yes, it was frozen.
Okay, I'm not sure why, but let me try it again. Hold on. Oh, I didn't have the sound on. Hold on. I'm sorry. My internet went down for some reason. Here we go.
Get so big results so fast in a short period of time. But this month of September, this is why I say you have to negotiate. This is why I say you have to get rid of distractions. This is why I say you have to focus. You have to be committed. Because once you push play here and you fill this thing out, you're in motion, baby. You've got commitments now. You're going to make this thing happen. But I want this calendar just stacked with appointments. Okay? And all we're going to be doing is telling the story. I'm going to teach you how to tell the story. So, will you accept the challenge? Here's the challenge right here. $200 text messages. That's the challenge. Before your 30-day campaign starts. And how long is it going to take you to do that? You should be able to do it in a day. One focused day. You have a day off of work, take that day and do it all. Be done with it. If you have a Saturday, do 200 in a Saturday. Start in the morning, just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep track in your book, in your contact candidate list book. Keep track of the ones that you've sent text messages to, the follow-up, where's the appointment. You're going to have your calendar to be able to fill in the times that each appointment is. Okay, with their name and their phone number next to it, so you can make sure you follow up and everything's all happening. And we'll talk more about that. But here's the challenge. Are you prepared to send out 200 text messages? Because if you're prepared to do that, you will fill this calendar so full, you'll have so much activity, so much enthusiasm, so much excitement that you're going to be fired up. I know I have been, but once you do this, you kind of jumped off the cliff. Now you just got to go to work, which is great because you can get this before you allow fear to grab your brain. You get things into motion. Now, one thing I got to tell you, and I didn't mention it to you in the last module on preparation. One thing I have to tell you, if you have an existing group in network marketing, you have an organization right now, one of the biggest distractions you may have in doing 20 and 30 is your existing group. Your existing group screaming for your time and attention during September. Oh, I need a three-way call. Oh, I need you to come to my... It's just like, if you have children, have you ever noticed that when you pick up the phone, the kids start screaming? And as soon as you hang up the phone, they stop screaming? In other words, when you're busy, they want your attention, then they're going to scream and holler and act up. And as soon as you're not busy, they'll relax. Well, your downline is going to scream like crazy when you go do this 20 and 30. You're bringing in 20 new people. They're going to want your attention. All of a sudden, they're going to come out of the woodwork. And you got to all let them know, hey, October 1st, I'm available. But in September, I'm bringing in this year's class. I'm bringing in a fresh new group of people. I'm leading by example. Why don't you join me in doing your own challenge? Do your own 20 and 30. Go do it. And I'll meet you on October 1st and we'll compare notes. They're going to say, well, come do it with me. Come help me. And you're going to feel, they're going to put some guilt on you sometimes. Ignore that guilt and just decide that you're going to focus on this. All distractions are equal. Focus on this. Bring in that new class. Help them when you're done. Okay, fair enough? So that's the challenge for this. What I want you to understand with this module is the list is work. The invitation is mindset, as far as hot market, warm market, and cold market. A little bit of skill. You're going to need a little bit of practice, but not a lot because texting has given us a free pass almost. It's just so easy to schedule appointments. Now, on the scheduling part of the appointments, one thing I didn't mention is if you can't get together with them face-to-face, if it just doesn't work, their schedules don't work or their calendar doesn't work or they live too far away, a Skype face-to-face conversation can work. You can do a Skype presentation over the phone, and where you're doing your appointment over the internet. But try and make sure every possible time that you're looking at each other face-to-face, because like I told you, a phone call's cheap. face-to-face is valuable, okay? It changes relationships. So Skype is an excellent tool. It's free. You can use video, conferencing on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet, any device, essentially. You can use your Skype to be able to talk to somebody face-to-face, okay? So make sure that you do that. So that's it for this module. Next module, we're going to talk about telling your story. What do you do now that you have these appointments, you got all this booked? What do you do in order to help those people understand what you have and educate them on the value of what you can provide? Education and understanding. And then we'll talk about how to help them make a decision to join the greatest profession on earth. Okay? So that's it for this module. Hope you do your homework. Hope you accept the challenge. And I'll see you on the other side.
Okay, great. That is the end of the video. If all the panelists could come back on for me. And what we're going to do now is kind of discuss what we need to do going forward, answer any questions that you guys may have about what was covered. These questions, everybody's typing pretty fast, so I really can't see everything. But if I can get all my panelists online, I see we still have 52 people here that's with us. Okay, so you guys, this particular module is all about filling up your calendar. I showed you guys the calendar. I showed you the list builder. We also have the scripts that are designed for your hot market, your warm market, and your cold market. I'm not sure if you guys were paying attention to this part, but he taught you how to create your list. And then he said, take that list and place names under hot. So who on this list is your hot? Place their names in hot. Who on your list is warm? Who on your list is cold? And you want to create that list. And then you're going to use your scripts based on whether they're hot, warm, or cold. Okay? It's also broken down whether you're making it direct or indirect. Like, for example, let's say I targeted photographers, right? So I would send a whole bunch of photographers friend requests and not inbox them ever. I just want them on my page. And I will create a post stating that, wow, the photographers in this company have really doubled their income since they've been in this business because they have access to a network of over 20,000 people. We take care of our people in our network before we take care of anybody else. I just do something like that. So every photographer that sees it is going to be like, okay, tell me more. Well, what are they doing now? Because you guys know we always need headshots. We need photo shoots. We always need a photographer. So you can indirectly recruit people. You just got to be strategic. You got to be intentional about what you want. If it's a chef, if it's I don't know, anything. If it's somebody that owns a facility where they host meetings or something, anything. So you can indirectly recruit. So on that script, it's going to teach you how to directly do it or indirectly do it. For example, he gave one in this video stating that, I know you may not be interested in this business. I know you'll probably just cut me off. But who do you know that could use this extra income? That's indirect. Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, what is it about? You know me, I need the extra income. So that makes you more comfortable with reaching out to those individuals. So what I want you guys to do, really quick before I go over the homework assignment, is to post any questions you have about what you saw. We have about 45 minutes before we time out. If we need to end it sooner, we will. But I want to give you guys the time that this was scheduled for to answer any questions that you have about what we covered over the past 2 days. And panelists, where are you? You can unmute your lines and maybe I got you guys muted. Hold on. Chat.
She makes about $15,000 a month.
Okay. Miss, I can hear you. Sinitra,
It's not. She just trained.
That's it.
She just trained. She don't
She
do
like that.
Dion,
Miss Diane, you want to go on mute, honey?
that's not me.
Who is that?
I've been on mute the whole time. I think that's Dion.
Me?
Dion, is that you?
Okay, so let's do this, guys. I'm not sure why all the panelists are on mute and their camera isn't on, but if you can please turn your camera on and come off mute so that you guys can answer questions for us. But if anybody that's on the attendee side that has questions, please type in your comments and I will try to address them. Let's see. Samsung, you froze up. Okay, so let me go over the homework assignment because it's really hard for me to go through these questions. So the homework assignment, you guys, your list. Use the list builder that was provided and use your calendar. But what tomorrow is going over your story, how to share your story. A lot of people have a problem with sharing their story. I'm one of them. You may not know that you have a story to tell, but you really do. There's something that you can share with somebody. You have a testimony to share. So tomorrow you're going to learn how to share your story because your story is what's going to sell. Your story is how you're going to bring people into the business. So that's what we'll do tomorrow. But first, your homework assignment for today for this training is to create your list. Bare minimum 200 names. Okay, so bare minimum of 200 names. I need to work on my story. Yes, Mel, you'd be surprised how powerful your story is. Like for the longest, I'm just gonna keep it real. When I first started this business, in the front of the room, I heard everybody talking about how broke they were and how this business saved their life. And I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna tell this story? I never was broke like that. I didn't go through all of that stuff. So we assume if we didn't go through those hardships that they went through, that we don't have a story to tell. But you guys, money isn't everything. I was time broke. My family didn't know me. My kids barely saw me. That was my story, is that I was able to become a real mother. That was my story. So you have to really, really, really think about your story and don't try to tell it like anybody else. Don't assume that you had to be this person that came from poverty and now you this six-figure earner, right? That's what people always hear. They want to hear from your heart. They want to know how this business changed your life and how it's going to change your life in the future. And that's what I had to realize. I said, I need to tell my story. There's a lot of moms out there that are working so many hours and their family never see them. They crying on the way to work. They're crying on the way home. They venting, they complaining, sitting in traffic. And then they come home and they bring all that negativity to the house. It's ruining their marriage and everything else. So you have a story. So tomorrow we're going to talk about how you develop that story. You piece it all together so that when you prospect, remember, you're always in a hurry. So if you bump into somebody at that gas station, you can give them a piece of your story, right? Which is going to, kind of pull them in. And that's what he's going to share tomorrow, is how you can use your story to be able to prospect and sell this business. Okay, so if we don't have any questions, what I'm going to do is when this recording is done and it's uploaded on my Vimeo and YouTube, I will post it in our group. And then anyone who missed it can go back and listen to it. If you had to come out early, you can go back and listen to it. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to check on my group real quick to figure out why nobody is on here. Why are you guys on mute? It may be something I'm doing wrong, but everybody is on mute and their camera isn't on. So I'm pretty sure it's something I'm doing wrong.
You can't see me?
No, I'm on. My camera's on and I just unmuted myself.
No, I see nobody.
Tawana.
Huh?
Nicolette has her hand up.
Okay. Nicolette. Hey, Nicolette. Hold on one moment. Hey, Nicolette, I just brought you to the side. So feel free to go ahead and speak, honey. Let's see. She's still over here. Is her hand still up, you guys?
Yes, yes, her hand is up, and I see her on the panelist, but she's muted. And
Okay.
Michelle is saying that she cannot unmute herself. Okay, there she goes.
All right. So Nichelle, I'm gonna put Nichelle.
Can't see you though, just hear you.
No,
Okay.
Tawana, can you not hear Nicolette? She was talking.
Oh, she was? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was on you guys.
All right, mute yourself.
Okay, Nicolette, you can go ahead and speak, honey. I'm putting myself on mute. I think that was Miss Diane, not her. Okay, so I don't want to waste anybody's time going through technical difficulties. So
She's talking to
Tawana, we can hear her. You're the only one that can't hear her. She was talking.
okay. Well,
Mute yourself. I'll let you know when she's done.
okay.
Go ahead, Nicolette. Okay, she was kind of breaking up there, but in a nutshell, she was stating that she's had blackouts, she's been at work, and she's slept here and there. She's not getting a full night's sleep, but she feels it's worth it, and unless you feel the value in it yourself, then of course you're going to make those same sacrifices. So good going, Nicolette, and congrats. I know you're going to definitely make it big. Go ahead, Tawana.
Exactly. So I want to make sure I get everybody's questions answered before they leave, because you guys, this is the last time I'm covering this training. So I want to be able to make sure I answer all of your questions and you clearly understand the homework assignment. I already know less than 20% is going to complete this. I already know that. I'm praying that more will take it seriously and actually do it. The fact that you registered and you're on the line with us today, that tells me that you're serious. But this is a challenge, you guys. It's not just you watching videos. You have to actually get to work. You have to watch the video to implement what he's saying. You have to watch the video again and hit pause. Every time I watch this video, I learn something new. I watch, I hit pause, I listen again. I'm like, okay, this is great. Implement what you're learning today so that on September 4th, just imagine if all 50, who has a calculator? Just imagine if all 52 of us on this line send 200 messages on September 4th. We would shut social media down. We would shut Verizon down. We would shut everything down, you guys, and we will load up the calendar for September and see massive growth within our organization. So, and I need to do that math. Somebody got a calculator, please do.
10,400.
Right here, T.
Wow, that's 10,400 messages will go out on September 4th if everybody participated in this. Okay? If just half of you participate, that's 5,000 messages. Right? So everybody would be ranking up. Everybody will be going to this convention at a different rank. And I don't know about you guys, I'm very hard on myself. I'm be ticked off if I go to the rank, if I go to convention as a regional diamond when I should be national diamond. I don't even know how I'm going to deal with myself, because that's just me. I push myself to the max. And I hope you guys are doing the same thing and you're not convincing yourself, I'm trying, but if I don't, oh well, I'm new. That's a lot of people. I'm new to network marketing. I'm doing pretty good. Don't make excuses for yourself. Every year, you should be in a better position than you were before. You should want to go to the convention at a different rank.
Tawana,
Yes,
can I add my 2 cents in?
go
I'm
ahead.
about to cut off because my butt is allergies are kicking my butt. But something that you said to us that you even admitted that you learned not long ago. You were always telling us to take our business serious, not to look at it as a hobby. But then you said you turned around and you learned from Mr. Warrior on that two-day thing you went on to look at your business as your job, as your 9 to 5. When you went on that 9 to 5 interview, whether you had the skills that they needed or not, you did all you had to do to sell yourself to get that job. They gave you 90 days to be on that probationary period to learn the job. When that 90 days was up, you didn't know the job fully. Did you up and quit? No, you tried a little harder so that you could be recognized the following month. When that supervisor position came up, what did you do? You did your best to prove yourself to get that supervisor position. You're fighting 20 other people on one job for one position, when right now you have the opportunity to boost yourself to a position that there's no limit as to how many people can get that position, and you still all be paid equally to show your worth. Think about it like that. Stop thinking about it as just your business and, okay, I can do it tomorrow, or I can do it, if I didn't get there, like she said, if I don't get there, I don't get there. Think about it as if it was your job and you wanted that manager's position that everybody is fighting for. You would put 200% into that job in order to prove yourself. And that's all we're asking you to do, and ourselves, because I'm included. I'm guilty of not completing certain tasks. But again, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm talking to myself. I'm going for that manager's position or that CEO position because I want it that bad. You have to want it that bad yourself.
That's right. You are so right, honey. And that was an eye opener for me when he said that, because I had to think back. What was it? Because you guys, it's all about duplicating yourself in this business. And I had to ask myself, what is it that I'm doing that I can share with my team so they can do it too? And I literally asked myself that question over and over again. Like, what did I do? And the only thing I could think of that I did at the beginning is that I convinced myself that I didn't have a job. Because a lot of you on this line, you have jobs and you have checks coming in. So you don't take your business seriously because your bills are being paid, right? So you have to convince yourself that you don't have that job, that Paycation, Traverse Global is the only source of income that you have, so that you work your business hard. Just think about it. If this was the only income that you have and you had to feed your family, what would you do differently? If this was it, nobody will hire you, you were fired, this is all you had, what would you do differently? And that's what you have to convince yourself of. You have to do that. And that's what I did. My paychecks went to my account, but I had to pretend like it wasn't there. When I went to work, and Jasmine, you can probably add to that. When I went to work, I wasn't there. I was there, but I was vacation. That was it. That's all I focused on was my business, 100%, because I totally checked out. And that's what you guys got to do. Treat your business like a job, because you will never take a day off of work if you didn't have the time. You get 2 weeks of vacation at work. That's it, at the most, unless you've been there forever. But you get 2 weeks, you may get a week of PTO. But you show up for your job Monday through Friday because they told you to. And if you don't, you'll get fired. Do the same for your business. Show up for your business like you do your job. And before you know it, you'll be generating so much income, probably more than you do on your full-time job. And then that gives you options. Then you go to work by choice. You go to work because you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? It's not because you have to. You're not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning pissed off. It's a different feel. I can't explain it. But when you have that income coming in, you don't mind sitting in traffic. You take your time. If you 5 minutes late, oh well. That's the feeling I had once my income on my plan B matched my income on my plan A. Is a totally different attitude. Next thing you know, your marriage is better. Your relationship with your kids is better. It's just a different feel when you're living life based on your choices and not by what you feel like you have to do. Okay, so we're here to preach to you guys. I want to open it up for the panelists. I think something wrong with my screen. It just looks like everybody is on mute and camera not on. But if you can, if anybody else wants to.
India, go ahead. Tawana can't see you.
Okay.
You're just going to keep talking, and she think you see her raising her hand.
Oh, no, I can't see any of you guys.
So with day 1 and day 2 being implemented, my challenge to everyone that's on this call is, how many people plan on going to convention? Is convention important to you? What does convention mean to you? This year was the first time that I went to convention. When I was introduced to the business, they had just came back from convention, and I didn't understand what that meant, being new in network marketing, being new in this business. But when I went to convention, oh my God, the experience was awesome. It was an overwhelming experience that, why did I not have this experience before? You know, it gave me a different light of being in this business and wanting to succeed in this business. So I challenge everybody that's on this call tonight, that's taking this challenge, that's going to do this 20 and 30, to plan for convention. Yesterday, you guys heard us talk about the contest that Trey Harris is promoting, where you can get a free convention ticket. I would again challenge everybody to work hard so that you can get that free ticket, so that you can make it to convention. That experience is so powerful. It has allowed people to rank up in the business so that they can be seen on stage, so that they can be awarded and rewarded for their accomplishments. So some people are asking, when is convention? They don't have a date yet, but as soon as they get one, Tawana be quick about providing us with the date. But just put in your mind that convention is next month. You know, put in your mind that convention is 6 months from now. It may be in April again, but just strive for a goal to be at convention, to be recognized at convention.
All right, so I'm gonna follow that up to India, because you said it was your first time going to convention. I've been in since 2014. I've gone to every convention, and I made myself a promise that I don't care where I don't go in the year, I would not miss a convention. And there are 2 conventions that actually happen. One is your national convention, which is every year somewhere between April and May. All right. My first year was in May, and every year after that, it's been somewhere around April. Then you have what they call the vacation experience. It's not really a convention, but it's usually another trip within somewhere between August to September. This year they decided to do 3 of them. And they typically have very smaller events, but it's usually a group of 1,000 people or more. The national convention is always about 3,000 to 5,000 people, and it's growing every year. And India is not lying. Once you have that experience, once you're surrounded by all those people, all that excitement, all that knowledge, the true testimonies, you get so much in a weekend's time that you come back feeling like a whole nother person. You feel restored. You feel absolutely wonderful, like you can literally touch the sky. So she's so right to say you need to plan for convention now. And just to add to that winning ticket, Sinitria Pritchett, that's sitting down there all quiet, where she's at, can't even see her no more, but she won a ticket last year. She won, I think it was either to convention or to the black tie. I don't remember which one she won, but I know she won one of them. So it's possible that you can win it. Also, over there on the right, somebody asked Terencia, where are the workbooks located? Tawana has them in we can share them again if you really need them, if you can't find them, but they're in the On a Mission group. And I believe
them again, Jay.
She posted them again here in the chat.
Yeah, she just posted them.
Okay, so she's just posted them in the chat for you guys, so you can get them. And then I don't want to monopolize the whole time, so if anybody else wants to maybe read some of the comments or some of the questions on the right over there.
I just want to say, ever since I've been in the business, I have not missed a convention either. I guess I've been to 2, and it's been amazing. And even if you can't afford it, you have to sacrifice. I mean, I've done with my team, and we just pulled together, made sure that some that couldn't afford it or did not have a room, we just took care. We made sure they ate. You know, so sometimes it may be that situation. Everybody might not be where we are but we're a family. So if you got people on your team and you're in that situation, don't be too proud to say, hey, can you help me? Can I just I got this much. Can you help me with the rest? Can I get in your room? Can I ride with, because we rented a van, you know. So whatever needs to be done, guys, if there's somebody, don't be too proud to say, I just don't have what I need, because once you get there, it's going to change your life.
And I just want to add, convention is simply amazing. I've been to 2 conventions now. And not only do you feel the energy, you come like a brand new person, and they give away so many freebies. Shouts out to so many of our partners, especially Savannah Baptiste, who is headed to a, I want to say it's a 7-day free cruise in September she's going on. Thanks to convention, also to Michelle Adams, who on a free cruise as well. And to see her run across that stage and grab that free cruise was hilarious, but she is so deserving of it as well. So guys, as the leaders have already stated, do what you need to do to get to the next convention. Although we don't know location yet, we don't know the exact dates, but it soon will be coming, and it will be so much fun, and you will learn so much, like you in grade school all over again.
Right.
All right. So let's get the questions out because it's already 10:37.
Do you guys see any questions? Because I don't see.
All right. I see. I can't tell who this is, but it starts with an SH. She said, I work 7 to 4 every day. I don't find the time to run my business. I make the time. I get pissed when they try to make me stay past 4. I hear that, girl. I tell them every day I'm leaving, and I do. This is so important to me. Well, shouts out to you for realizing the importance of your business, because again, they don't care. You're just another butt in the chair for them, and you can be replaced. So the fact that you're, like Tawana always tells a story, and I love it, that she shared this business while we were working in Wells Fargo with so many people on the business, I mean on the job, and several people did join, and none of them really took it serious. And I was the only one that stood strong with her. Thank you, Tawana.
Only one.
And because of my, and again, don't get me wrong, I've had many challenges. I have been discouraged. I have felt off. I've never quit. I may have stepped off the line for a little while, and you may have not seen me, but I never quit. I was always working my business. But it's just to say that we're all human. You're going to go through discouragements. You're going to go through the tough times. You're going to go through 50 million no's to get to that one yes. But if you stand strong, I promise you, again, I'll keep saying it, this business is paying all of my bills. My paycheck covers my travel, now that I'm able to travel a lot more. And the only reason I really am at that job is for medical, because it's a little expensive. Outside of that, once I hit Tawana stage, it's over. It's over. I cannot wait to act like I can't stand the man, but I want to fire my boss. Sorry, Saba, but anyway, I want to fire my boss because I had the time freedom for a whole year, and that was amazing. It's nothing like it. And every day, as long as I'm appreciative of my job, but it's nothing like being able to get up when you want to get up. It's nothing like being able to take that trip for 4 or 5 days if you want to, and not have to worry about, okay, I got to get back to work. So it's worth it, guys. This part right now that you're going through, this hard time, we all have to go through it. We've all went through it. It's not been easy for anyone. And we all started at a day one. So again, you get discouraged, find somebody to talk to. Don't quit. That's all I'm saying. Don't quit, because you're not quitting on the business, you're quitting on yourself. With that being said, I didn't see any. Tawana, I see the link. Is that for all the documents?
Yeah.
The Google? Okay.
Yeah.
And I see GD says I'm there, and yes, I don't want to be the same rank either.
There's no more questions.
Okay, yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
So
There's no more questions.
before we go, the attendees that's on the call, what did you guys like the most about tonight's module? Let's get some participation from them.
I agree.
Me too.
Same. Terencia said, awesome word, Jay. Okay, so those on the line, and a lot of people are new to Zoom, so you have to know to go down there and click on chat. So if you see, I'm not sure what it looks like on on you guys' end, but you should be able to see a chat box and you can type in any questions, any comments.
Can they do it from their phone as well, Tawana? Would it say chat on their phone?
Yes, it will. They just have to swipe on the phone versus being at the bottom. But
Okay.
said categorizing the market from warm and cold was what she got out of it. Cheryl said, oh, she liked the part where I kind of interjected during the important part. The different markets, someone logged in as expected results, and they stated the different markets will help me approach others. Teresa said my partner Delmar shared. I'm not sure what she means by that. Mail stated India made a web, made it easier to grasp how many people we can encounter. Lowe said I enjoyed the plan and how it was broken down and made easy to manage. And it's going on. Let's see.
Cheryl asks, I have my list, but how do I divide them into these markets? For me, Cheryl, I literally, while we were sitting here, I created an Excel spreadsheet, and I have all the names listed, and then I made the next column, and I put HWC, and I'm just categorizing them as I go down. And then my next column, I'm putting them the source from where I know them. Is it Facebook? Is it church? Is it work? Is it this? So that gives me a better idea because again, you want to personalize these messages. You don't want to necessarily just throw a script at everybody and then it doesn't sound like you and then it sounds like a robot or it sounds like a script. So if you know them, then you have to change that script a little bit just to personalize it so it sounds like you. It doesn't sound like a script, if that makes any sense. I mean, that's my idea. That's what I did. So you guys may have a different idea for it. How did you do yours, Tawana?
How I did mine, because I kind of interpreted her question a little differently, but I'm thinking she may be asking how do you separate them on the list. So if they're hot, these are people that you know really well, your family, your best friends, people that you know really well, you're close with them. That's your hot market. So you're going to create your list first, and those people you know really well, you're going to place on your hot market. Those people that you just know of them. You say hi, bye, you don't have that close relationship, but they know you and you know them, that's your warm market. Cold market are people that you do not know at all. You have no clue who they are. They don't know you. You know of them, but they don't know you from a can of paint. That's your cold market. So you want to first create your list and then you divide them up. You separate them by hot, warm, and cold. And then you look at your scripts to figure out how you're going to approach these individuals. So it's important that you first create that list, divide them up into those 3 categories, and determine whether you're going to use a direct or indirect approach to seal the deal. So we both answered it 2 different ways. So whichever one helps you go with that.
So you guys, when she's talking about the scripts, some of you may not have been on yesterday. Tasha shared that the scripts begin on page 34, 38 of the workbook. So once you download your workbook, you'll see what she's talking about with the scripts. And it's separated by cold market, warm market, and hot market. So for the cold market, it'll give you a strategy of some things to say and how to respond to the to what people are gonna start saying back to you. So it's not too confusing. It's not something that you'll be puzzled about. And just so that y'all know that we are really doing this, this is my list. When I was going, some of us got this before you guys to start working on, and that was my part of my 200 list of making my web. So it's very doable, and it's simple. It's something as simple I shared yesterday as thank you for supporting me, and my post will open up a conversation about your business, and you don't even mention your business. You just have to be consistent.
That's right. And they also have one called The Hottest Recruiting that's outside of the workbook. That's also on that link for you to download. But I'll share my screen just so you can see what it looks like. This is it right here. It's the hottest recruiting scripts in MLM. Strictly scripts. And it's going to tell you step by step how you do this. So you always want to be in a hurry. You always want to compliment the prospect. You want to make the invitation. It's going to give you, if I did this, would you do that scenarios. Get a time commitment. Make sure you confirm. And this is huge, you guys. You don't want to be made out to be a liar. So when you set an appointment with someone and you get their commitment, you want to confirm it. You said, okay, Michael, I know you're a man of your word. I know you're going to answer this phone on tomorrow at 6 p.m. when I call you. You want to put the pressure on them in a professional way, but you have to add that. I know you're a man of your word. You have to make them, people don't want to be made out to be a liar. So when you go over step 6 in this book, it will explain to you how to do that. Get a time and a number, and you want to get off the phone. And it's going to go over each step. So this one right here is strictly about scripts. It's redundant. It's a lot of the same information that's in their workbook, but their workbook covers everything from the rooter to the tutor. You want to focus solely on the scripts, you can use this. I hope you guys saw the screen. I'm having a little difficulties over here. Did you guys see the screen when I shared it?
It was a little blurry, but it was.
Yes, it was blurry, but yes.
Okay. Well, I did post that link there, so it's on there. It's called The Hottest Scripts.
Thank you.
But you guys, this has been wonderful. It's 10:48. We're going to go ahead and end this, but for the homework assignment, you guys, please create your list. You have between tonight, if you're a night person, you have between tonight all the way until 9 p.m. when we meet again to have your list ready. Have your list of at least 200 names and go ahead and separate them by hot, warm, and cold. And remember, this is coming from your cell phone. This list is coming from your Facebook and all your social media sites. And don't forget about the level of second degree. So if it's the second degree of separation is what he calls it in the video. But if you only came up with 100 names, is all you can think of, you use the memory jogger and you can't think of anyone else, guess what? Now you ask yourself, you go back through this list again, and you ask yourself, who do they know? And that's how you'll get to your 200 names. And then you're going to separate them by hot, warm, and cold. So that's your homework assignment for tomorrow or tonight, so that tomorrow we can discuss it. You guys can talk about how your experience was with sharing your list, with creating your list, how you like the memory jogger, and then we're going to go into telling your story, teaching you how to tell your story. Okay? So thank you guys for joining us. This was recorded. As soon as I'm able to upload it on YouTube and Vimeo, and then you guys can join us tomorrow. Please register. When you initially registered, you had the option to register for every day. Some people thought it was the same training Monday through Friday. This is 5 different topics. Okay, and they all tie into each other. So try not to miss one of them if at all possible. But they are recorded, so we can get it to you at a later date. But I promise you, seeing it live like this and us interjecting throughout the video, you're not going to get that same feel watching the recording. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to watch a recording from the beginning to the end because you always feel like you can watch it later. Try to commit to watching this live. And I hope all of you join us, maybe even more tomorrow. Okay? So you guys have a blessed night. The participation has been amazing. I expect this many people to tune in. But guys, if you feel like this is something that may be a little difficult, please latch on to us. You got your leadership team here with you. Just ask for our assistance and we will help you win. Don't go into that cave or go to yourself and not grow your business. We've been there, done that. Just ask us for the help, because that's what we want. We want people to ask. We're tired of calling people, begging them to work their business. We want to hear from you guys. Call us every day. Tell us what it is that you want so we can identify who the real diamonds are. A lot of people come into this business and they got a whole lot of mouth and they do nothing. We're trying to identify those people that really want to win. And I feel like it's the 52 people that's on this line. So don't give up. Make it to Friday with us, and we're going to have more diamonds on that stage. I'm thinking April will be our convention. All righty. Anybody else want to say anything before I end it? No? All righty. I love you guys.
Oh, ma'am. Thank you so much, Diamond T.
Bye, honey. I appreciate you guys so much.
Love you.
Love
Bye,
you
everybody.
too.
Love
Bye-bye.
y'all.